May 19th, 1536. Inside the grim walls of the Tower of London, a queen stands on the scaffold. She's accused of crimes so shocking they stunned all of Europe. Adultery with multiple men, incest with her own brother, and high treason against her husband, King Henry VIII. Her name was Anne Boleyn. But was she really guilty? Or was this one of history's greatest and most tragic miscarriages of justice? Today, we re-asking the question historians have debated for nearly 500 years. Was Anne Boleyn guilty of what she was accused of? Anne Boleyn's rise to power was nothing short of meteoric. She was intelligent, ambitious, and utterly captivated King Henry. Her influence helped spark the English Reformation, breaking England away from the Catholic Church. And, of course, she gave birth to a daughter who would one day become the legendary Queen Elizabeth I. But by the spring of 1536, the dream had soured. After Elizabeth's birth, Anne had suffered several miscarriages. For Henry, this was a disaster. No son meant no secure dynasty. And to make matters worse, his eyes were already wandering to a new lady-in-waiting, the quiet and gentle Jane Seymour. Then, in late April 1536, everything exploded. Anne was suddenly arrested and thrown into the Tower. The charges were breathtaking. She was accused of adultery, incest, and plotting the king's death. 5 men, including her own brother, George Boleyn, were arrested and accused alongside her. The indictments were filled with lurid details. Secret liaisons in palace corridors, whispered promises to marry her lovers after Henry's death, and even forbidden acts that were designed to horrify the public. But here's the crucial question we have to ask. Was any of it actually true? Let's look at the evidence, or perhaps more accurately, the stunning lack of it. The prosecution's case rested almost entirely on confessions. A court musician named Mark Smeaton confessed, but it's widely believed he did so under brutal torture. What about the other accused men? They all fiercely denied everything. In court, George Boleyn famously read the indictment against him aloud and declared it utterly absurd. And what about the specific dates and locations of these supposed crimes? This is where the case truly falls apart. Renowned Tudor historians, like Eric Ives, have meticulously gone through the records and shown that, in at least a dozen instances, Anne had a rock-solid alibi. She was simply nowhere near the accused men at the times the supposed acts took place. She was either at a different palace, in a different city, or in public view surrounded by her ladies-in-waiting. The charge of incest with her brother. There is absolutely no credible evidence to support it, beyond wild accusations designed to discredit her and her family completely. So how did a charge of adultery become treason, a crime punishable by death? The law had to be stretched. Adultery by the Queen was seen as immoral, but to make it a capital offense, the prosecution claimed that by taking lovers, she was imagining and conspiring to bring about the king's death. It was a legal leap designed for one purpose: to ensure she would be executed. Today, modern historians are almost unanimous in their conclusion. The charges were a fabrication. The entire trial was a sham, politically motivated and personally convenient for the king. So, if she was innocent, who orchestrated her downfall? There are 2 main theories, and they likely work together. The first suspect is, of course, King Henry VIII himself. He had grown tired of her sharp tongue and political mind, which he once found so attractive, had become an irritation. Her failure to produce a male heir was a constant source of frustration, and his infatuation with the demure Jane Seymour was growing by the day. Henry needed a way out of his marriage, but another long, messy annulment, like the one with Catherine of Aragon, was out of the question. He needed to get rid of Anne cleanly, quickly, and in a way that left her reputation in tatters so no one would question his move to a new wife. The second key figure is Thomas Cromwell, Henry's brilliant and ruthless chief minister. Cromwell and Anne had increasingly clashed over major issues, particularly what to do with the vast wealth coming from the dissolved monasteries. They were two powerful forces at court, and a political rivalry had developed. Cromwell, a master political survivor, likely saw which way the wind was blowing. He knew the king wanted Anne gone, and he was the man to build the case and deliver the evidence needed to make it happen, securing his own position in the process. Most experts believe it was a deadly combination. Henry gave the order, and Cromwell executed it. Now, there is one outlier historian, George Bernard, who suggested in 2010 that Anne's flirtatious behavior at court might have given Henry genuine reason to suspect her of adultery. But even he does unclaim she was guilty of the extreme charges like incest or plotting to kill the king. The overwhelming scholarly view remains firm. The charges were trumped up, the evidence was manufactured, and the trial was a state-sponsored spectacle designed to achieve a predetermined outcome. On the morning of May 19, 1536, Anne Boleyn faced her end with remarkable dignity and courage. Her final words on the scaffold were carefully chosen. She said, "I am come hither to accuse no man, nor to speak anything of that whereof I am accused and condemned to die. But I pray God save the king and send him long to reign over you. For a gentler nor a more merciful prince was there never." Even at the end, she played the part of the loyal queen. She was then beheaded with a single, clean stroke by a skilled swordsman brought over from France. This was considered Henry's final mercy, sparing her the gruesome executioner's axe. Her brother and the other 4 men had already been executed days earlier. So, to answer our question, was Anne Boleyn guilty? The verdict of history is a resounding no. The charges were a political fiction, a brutal but effective tool used to free a powerful king so he could marry a new wife and continue his desperate quest for a son. Anne was a victim of ambition, court politics, paranoia, and a monarch's ruthless will. And yet, in the end, her legacy triumphed. Her daughter, Elizabeth, would rise to become one of England's greatest and most beloved monarchs, ruling for over 40 years. In a way, Anne's legacy far outlived the lies that sent her to her death. What do you think? Was she completely innocent, a victim of a terrible injustice? Or is the story more complicated? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the most dramatic moments in history. Thanks for watching.